Guys, Damon Hart, Foxy Homebuyer, the Foxy Homebuyer, and sitting here with my good buddy
Dennis Szafran.
Yeah, he likes his name so much he says it before I do.
I figured you had little pronunciation issues.
Well, yeah, for sure. I just like the way it's spelled. But anyway, coincidentally, Dennis and I are both Jersey guys originally. Some of you guys might know that about me, but so is Dennis. We actually met here in Florida, but we went to schools pretty much like a couple towns over.
That's right.
In
You
Jersey.
lived in Jamesburg. I lived in Oak Ridge at some point.
Yeah.
10 minutes from each other. Yeah.
That's crazy. So that goes to show you, yes, all Jersey people do retire and go to Florida. That's the deal. But anyway, a lot of you guys have been asking about probate and kind of like some of the ins and outs. Look, probate could be a 6-hour video, and Dennis charges by the hour. So what we're gonna just do real quick is we're just gonna ask him some of the general questions that you put out there in the group or through YouTube or any other messages that I've received, and he's gonna be gracious enough to answer that. So Dennis, tell us a little bit about yourself though, and like your practice. Like tell us about your business, what you do, your background, so everybody knows.
Sure. I'm a military vet, Navy.
Right on.
After Navy, I was in real estate for a little while, IT. Finally went to law school later in life. I have my own practice here for 2 years. We've expanded to the entire state of Florida. So that means we handle probates in every single county. We do about 40 cases a month. We're growing every month. That number keeps going up. We have it down to a science now. Some people ask us, how can you manage from Hillsborough or Pinellas County to help somebody in Bay County or Duval County? Well, we have it down to a science. That's all you need to know. We'll take care of it. You don't have a printer or scanner, we'll mail you the documents.
Right.
We have it down. So
Just like a Jersey guy, man.
Absolutely.
Just none of your business. Just
we have it down to a science. We'll
Right
take
on.
care of you.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, for a guy that's doing, your firm is doing about 40 cases a month, so I'd say you're more than qualified to talk about probate. So here's a question that we have a lot of times from investors. Like, okay, so if you're a person that comes across someone that has a probate, well, tell us about the probate process. Let's start there. When is it even appropriate? When is it even necessary to have a probate?
So when you need to probate an asset, I mean, a will, sometimes people think a will save everyone from probate. That's not the case. A will does not always save you. You need to probate assets when they're titled to the decedent, that person's name. When they're in the decedent's name, then the probate court has to sign off on the transition of the assets to the proper beneficiaries. So a lot of times from a real estate standpoint, we see clients coming to us when they hire a realtor and a realtor checks the title, or even at the closing table sometimes when the title company does a title search and realizes that the appraiser's website or the deed says the estate of the decedent's name. At that point, it's time to call an attorney to get the process rolling for the probate.
Okay, and obviously, I kind of talk a little bit about when folks get started. You don't want to be a probate attorney and try to handle this stuff yourself. I mean, if somebody comes across an opportunity where it's not in probate and say the person just passed away, what would be the next step to get someone like you involved as an attorney?
So a lot of counties are actually now requiring attorneys to even handle summary administrations, which if the only asset is a homestead property, you do qualify for summary administration. It's simpler, it's cheaper, 1 to 3 months in most counties. Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, 6 to 9 months. The time to get an attorney involved is when you realize that this house was left in the decedent's name, because it can take time to go through probate. So if you want it done quickly, you should really get an attorney involved. In the counties that allow people to file on their own, a lot of times that'll cost even more time. You don't know the judge's nuances in that county like we do. We have an Excel sheet going that says this judge wants the order mailed in versus this judge wants the PDF version emailed to the judge's assistant. So we have all those nuances down. When someone tries to file on their own, a lot of times they're going to see sheets showing you made a mistake here, here, and here, and they go to the clerk's office and the clerk will not explain how to correct those mistakes. Then they end up back in an attorney's office needing help. It's really good to just cut out the middleman and get it done a little bit more quickly for you.
Okay. All right. And so explain to that's awesome. I mean, explain to me, if I was someone that didn't know much about probate, can you even tell me what really probate is? Because it's not just here in Florida.
Right.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, right, there are like thousands of cases, but a lot of them, a lot of times, have like a tremendous amount of assets in them, not just real estate, other stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
So Florida has mostly two different types of probate. There's a third type that if there's a very small amount of assets, you can do on your own. The two main types are summary administration and a formal administration. Summary is good if the assets are worth less than $75,000, not including the value of the homestead. Again, it takes us about a week to 10 days to draft the paperwork, 1 to 3 months in most courts for the judge to sign the order. When you have more assets than just the homestead property or over $75,000, you have to go through a formal administration. At that point, you need a personal representative appointed by the court. That process can take anywhere from 6 to 9 months. In the counties that are a little bit busier, up to a year sometimes. And what the probate court does, it determines either by the will or by the intestate code, when there's no will, who the beneficiaries are, and ensures that the beneficiaries get the proper assets either according to the will or according to the intestate code. And it's a judicial distribution of the assets by the court order.
Okay. So basically your job in the probate process is really just to follow whatever the law says to then make sure that transfer goes from the property to the heirs. Correct. Legally. That's it.
We basically determine who the beneficiaries are.
Okay.
A lot of times you get a little more complex cases where there's multiple levels of beneficiaries, so we kind of read through all that to see who those are, and then we prepare all the documents for the judge to sign.
Okay. All right, gotcha. All right, well look, I feel like this is a nice little start to getting people familiar with probate. I think I asked a question, but I wanted to ask it again. When people think about probate, not probation, right? Because that gets
a bit of a difference.
That gets mixed up. Like what is it that is what really is probate? Like if you think of the word, what is it from a legal perspective, and what's the easiest way you can explain that to other people?
It's just the court distribution of the decedent's assets.
Okay.
You have a loved one that passed away. There's things that are titled in their name. It's basically getting those assets transferred to the proper beneficiaries.
Right.
The next of kin, their children or their spouses.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So that right there, folks, is really, I preach all the time, the best opportunities are in the probate space. The most volume that you're gonna get is out of probate because there's virtually no competition. Dennis, how long did you go to school? In this law school?
Well, law school was 3 years. I had my master's in tax law, that was a year, and I did my undergrad in 3 years. So,
So we're
7 years of school.
We're talking about 7 years of school, not even counting high school and everything else. Dennis has been in school for a long time. And this is the guy that sits behind the desk and makes everything happen for you guys. So the newer investor that doesn't know anything is not going to have somebody like him, asking, doing all the work and asking the questions. So, having someone like this behind you, you're going to get access to a lot of deals that people just don't even know about. So, again, I couldn't recommend it enough more. Probate is the niche. Probate is the place where you can make, huge profits and secure those great deals no matter what. So, all right. Well, awesome. Hey, Dennis, for anybody watching or whatever, like, how can people get in touch with you or the firm?
So any questions, we always do free consultations. If you think that you have an asset that might go through probate, please give us a call. Our toll-free number is 888-266-1078. And you can check out our website. It's floridaprobateonline.com.
Right on. All right, great.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for not billing us just yet. All right. All right, Dennis. Hey, thanks for your time again, and thanks for tuning in, everybody. Remember, I'll drop Dennis's info below, and you can reach out to him directly with any of your probate questions. And in the meantime, remember, you know what I'm going to tell you to do. That's right. Keep it foxy. Till the next one. Bye for now, guys.